The cyberspace is home to billions of people and is the right platform you need to grow your business. The Center for Innovation and Technology is offering you a golden opportunity to speak directly to your market at an affordable price. We also offer media training workshops, live streaming, documentary production, and events management. Get in touch with us today on the following numbers: +263 867 711 0290 or 0718 100 235. Don't forget to subscribe to our social media platforms. Like our Facebook page, Center for Innovation and Technology. Follow us on Twitter @SiteZW. And you can also check out our website, www.site.org.zw. You can also visit our offices at 45 Moffat Avenue, Hillside, Bulawayo. Take advantage of this opportunity to expand your business.
To Code 0292, a youth show that focuses on young people's issues. Today on the show, I've got a young woman who is very talented and she's a businesswoman. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Lu.
Please introduce yourself to the audience.
Thank you, Lungile, for having me. My name is Dumohle Dube and I'm the founder of an organization called Shiranzit. Shiranzit is a business networking platform for young women in business and those aspiring to be in business.
What made you want to start Shiranzit?
By the time I started Shiranzit, I felt that on a personal note and having spoken to a few individuals, that there is need for a place where young women could go to when they need assistance when starting their business or when they are in the process of running their businesses. So that's why I decided to come up with the networking platform.
Okay, so since it's a networking platform, it means that there are different women who come together. Is that what you're doing? You provide a space where young women come together and they share business ideas, or if they've got a business, they come to you and they are able to network.
Oh, okay. As I mentioned before, that is a networking platform, right? But networking can't go alone. So we've got other activities that back up the networking part. We do, yes, do the networking where women can come together and assist each other where we can. May it be a challenge or may it be anything else concerning business. But then we've got other programs that support the networking. For example, we do profiling that exposes the women to an international audience that we do on our social media. That's one of the activities that we do to back up the networking.
All right. So as a young woman in this current situation that we're in, how can young women be able to keep their businesses afloat? What do you think they can do?
At this moment where we are, it's really difficult, but all I can say, depending on your industry, and if you really know your industry, the best thing is to come up with strategies that are long-term strategies that could be of assistance to your particular business.
Okay, and personalizing it, how have you managed to keep Shiranzit afloat?
Can you not answer that one?
All right, so what are the challenges that young women face when starting a business? What do you think are the young challenges?
It's hard to actually identify one challenge that I can say can affect all women in business, But because challenges differ from the type of industry that you're in to the market and so on. But then from my own personal experience, I can say one of the challenges that I felt I faced is a good support system, especially in the business part of it, is because when starting a business, there's a lot to do. And there's only one person to do those things, and you can't divide yourself. So, and it's hard to actually get a really, really strong team when starting a business, because it's something that's new. People are not really sure whether it's going to work out, as much as they believe in what you do, but people are not as motivated to support you, unlike when you're already on the run and everything is going smoothly. So there's only one person that I can say is there to do everything. And at times you are not able to do everything at the same time. And at times you might have, you might make mistakes, and you need that support, like someone that can lift you up, and at times you don't have that, and you've only got yourself to lift you up. But then secondly, the other challenge that I may say that most people face is the financial part. A financial support, especially when starting your business, you need finances. I'm not talking about 1,000 in one go, but I'm even saying just $1 to move on, from one place to another. That could be a challenge.
Mm-hmm. All right, so, but then who helped you who motivated you to keep it afloat? Because you're mentioning that when you're starting a business, you need a good team. Some people will not be able to have the same idea or the same passion as you have, because it will be your idea that you're starting, and it will be your founding and your own foundation that you're trying to keep afloat. But then I'm sure that there will be other people who will be trying to help you in your business and trying to motivate you. Were there people like that from your family, from your friends, at church? Were there people like that who tried to help you?
I was lucky enough. I had a very supporting family. They really supported me in, even if someone wasn't aware of the type of industry that I'm doing, or the type of assignment they need to do. But they tried to assist where they could as much as possible.
All right. So let's talk about entrepreneurship, because being a young woman and starting your own business, it's more or less being an entrepreneur. And you providing a networking platform, it means that you are also engaging with other entrepreneurs who are young women, who are more mature. There are more mature women out there. So from your own experience with She Runs It, can you say that everyone can be an entrepreneur?
From my own experience, I think anyone can be an entrepreneur. But then not everyone can be a successful entrepreneur, because entrepreneurship is more of innovation and finding an idea and putting out through to the market, right? But you can have those qualities of an entrepreneur, but not everyone can be a successful entrepreneur from my own point of view, because when it comes to entrepreneur, there is more involved than just coming up with an idea and being innovative. You have to have the passion about what you're doing. You have to have the knowledge about what you're doing. You have to understand what you're doing. You have to work hard, especially working hard for it. So it takes a lot to be an entrepreneur, not just the definition of innovation and coming up with an idea.
Let's talk about mentorship. Okay. Did you have any mentor when you're starting She Runs It?
When I started the She Runs It, I didn't have like a formal mentor. Like when I mean formal, I mean someone that we had already had an arrangement that you're going to be my mentor full time. Whenever I need this, I'll come to you, right? But then I had people that I did tend to whenever I needed assistance, whenever I needed support. Yeah.
Okay. And how many young people or young women out there do you think can come up with such good ideas in networking or in starting their own business? How do you think they can actually uproot their idea and make it possible? What makes it different for a young woman who's got an idea, and then for a young woman who wants to implement it? What's the difference between that?
Okay, as I mentioned earlier, is that being in business, right, is exciting and is interesting. And the time when you think about it, you already think about maybe the fourth stage of it, where you now everything is running smooth and everything is going well and you're getting something out of it. But then there's what differentiates someone that goes along the way is knowing what drives you, the reason why you started from the beginning, and being able to work hard for it. So that will differentiate. As long as you know that you know what you want and you're passionate about that and you've done your research and you're willing to work hard, I don't think there's anything that can stop you from being a businesswoman that you want to be in.
So Dumo, how practical is it to have a mentor? And are there mature people out there who are willing to teach the younger generation, where be it in business, be it in anything that they want to venture in?
Mentorship is very important, right? Because getting into a business is like a journey. And when you get into that journey, it is wise to have someone who understands the type of industry that you're in and who's been through that journey that can assist you step by step. Because along when you're starting your business, there are a lot of challenges that you may face. There are a lot of questions that you might have. And it's easier going through that journey if there's someone who's there to support you every step of the way, right? It's easier even when you feel like giving up to have someone who will remind you why you started in the first place. Mm-hmm. And from my own experience, there are a lot of older women that have been in business for a longer time. We've had some of them in some of our events. For example, we've had Mrs. Dlamini who came through. So there are a number of young women, older women that are there to assist. But the only thing that I've seen from them is they need someone who understands what they're doing, someone who's serious about what they're doing, and someone who's willing to go an extra mile for what they're doing. So if even you, Lou, if I had to explain to you what I'm doing and it's clear to you, I don't think there's any way you'd want not to assist in the type of thing that I'm doing.
Okay, because in most instances, you can get someone who is willing to help you, but then when you go to that person and you present your proposal or your idea, they ask you questions and you fail to answer them, or it's difficult for you to present an immediate answer there and then. That person will keep on asking you questions, and at the end of the day, you might feel so demotivated, and you feel like what you've been trying to do is useless, or it wasn't the right thing, and then you end up discarding that idea. So I think you're right when we say that when you're going to a person, you need to know what you're standing for, you need to know your idea, you need to be well researched, because you as a young person may go out there and think, okay, today you wake up and then you think, I want to start selling weaves. To you, you just think of where to buy the weaves, the profit, and you don't look at the other things that might hinder you from actually succeeding in buying the hair
Can
and
I
everything.
add on to something? The other thing that I wanted to say is that don't think too much into it when starting a business, right? The first step that you have to do is just get in straight there and start. Once you start, then you realize that it's easier than just being afraid of all the challenges are there, but there's also success stories that are out there. So don't wait and say there are challenges, I don't want to start. Just start, and you realize the moment you start, people start knowing about you. But if you're sitting at home with your idea, thinking about the challenges, no one will know you and it will end there. So if you've got a business idea, go for it, try it. If it fails, it's okay. Try something else, but try something and that you know that you're passionate and know about. And the other thing that I wanted to add on is that research. Do a lot of research when starting a business, because it's very important. Because I've realized that most of people just jump into businesses. They don't know the market, they don't know the industry, and that leads to a lot of problems, and that's when it demotivates you. But then don't be afraid of failure. It happens. We've been there.
Okay, so Duma, what type of, because when, like what I mentioned earlier when I was giving the example of someone who would want to wake up and start selling weaves. What type of businesses does your network allow people to share ideas with? What kind of businesses? Is it just formal, or anyone can just come with their own idea?
We don't have any specific industry. Everyone is welcome to be, because a person who's selling weaves may be a customer to a person who's selling a funeral policy. So we don't really specify for industry, because I may be of help to you even if I'm in a different industry. So all industries are very much welcome, and learning never stops, hey? So even if you're a different industry, I can learn something new, and it could be helpful for my business as well.
Okay, I want to take you back to the whole support system.
Yes.
Let's talk about friends. We're young people out there. We love, and we are women. We love sharing ideas. We love talking, as we've got group chats and everything. We talk about relationships. We talk about church. We talk about everything. But then it's when it comes to serious stuff, it becomes difficult in a way to find the right friends who will be able to give you proper ideas, who will be able to support your idea, and who will be able to give you some pointers on whether the things that you're doing is you're on the right track or you're not on the right track. Did you face any difficulty with that, or your friends were just spot on and they were supportive?
Okay, with the type of industry that I'm in, networking, right? Not only just friends, but then even family or even investors. It was really difficult to explain what I'm doing and how it would really be able to sustain for a long time. So not just friends, but then in generally, it's about you making people understand what you do. It's about you putting that idea that whatever you're doing is important into the next person. So then at the end of the day, you can't control how people react to that, but then you at least put effort so people react in a way that is positive to you at the end of the day. But then it is possible to convince people to adjust to your new behavior, if I may say, or to the new you, part of you. Yes.
So you're telling me that there wasn't any friend who was like, udumasaqalisa into yakhe, yeah, kasitshelanga thina, you know. There are people like that who may be jealous, or not jealous, but then just because they are not the ones who initiated that thing, they might think your thing might not succeed because you did not include them in the initiation or anything like that. Or they might
have been there, but from your example, I suppose I wasn't there the day they say those things, because I don't think someone is brave enough to actually say such things. Yeah. So even if they had the negatives to say about me, I doubt they could have said them in front of me. So, yeah,
All right, Dumo, how can young women take advantage of the current situation that we're in right
now? It's really hard to say, right? Because venturing into business because of a current situation, it's not safe. It has to be calculated, because it's possible that, for example, there was a time when there was fuel shortage, and then you're now saying, I'm now venturing into the fuel industry. Do you even know what happens in the fuel industry? Is it sustainable for a longer time? So really, I wouldn't call it that being venturing into a business. Maybe we'd rather call it, what term could we give it? A survival mechanism or something like that. But short things that last and not calculative, not really well researched, and so on. It's hard to actually say that you can call those businesses. So I wouldn't say it's really safe for someone to say, because today there's a shortage of this, let me venture into the bread industry, because tomorrow it's not long term, those are short term things. So I wouldn't call them businesses as such. I don't know if I'm wrong.
So just because it's a short term thing, isn't it like taking advantage of the current situation? Like you see an opportunity, and then you grab it. You see ukuthi awula singwa lapha engihlala khona, so let me just go Baker's Inn, asking ukuthi bengibathengisele isinkwa sabo and then I sell to the community where I stay. Isn't it like an opportunity that you have seen in the community and you're also helping the community as well?
Okay. Okay, from my own point of view is it can be a business, that is if it's something that's long term and that can also create employment, something that could grow. But then, for example, we had the shutdown. There was only shortage for a day or two. Then you're now saying, I'm into the bread industry. How long will you sustain it? Because the next day the bread is there. What do? Do you abandon the bread and go to the next thing? How long will you shift from one industry to the other? And if you realize whenever you're starting something, there's money that is invested in. So that means for every new venture, that short-term venture, you have to invest money. And I think at the end of the day, you realize you're doing a loss more than you're doing a profit. And it's not actually, it don't even benefit you. At times you find that it will even strain you. Because today, if you stock up bread that's more than enough, and tomorrow there's bread in the stores, what do you do with that bread that you've already stocked up? And usually with these situations, they're short-term. So you find that even the time when you did buy the bread, at the time it was in an unreasonable price, and things are back to normal. What do? You bought bread for $5, and you're saying I'm going to resell it maybe at $6. Things are back to normal. Bread is back to $1. What do you do? I don't know whether you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I do. Dumo, any last words before we close the show to young women out there who want to be in business or are already in business?
Okay, if you want to be in business, don't think too much into it. Just do your research and just start, Every step begins with one step. So just get into there and don't be afraid of failure. And if you're already in business, well done for you, and we hope you're doing well.
Okay, thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching Code 0292. From me, Lungile, it's bye for now. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Center for Innovation and Technology, and follow us on Twitter at SiteZW. For more information about She Runs It, the details are on the screen. Make sure that you contact them if you have any queries or you've got any business idea or you want to network with other young women in business. From me, Lou, it's bye for now. Catch you next week.